What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dog himself, coming to you guys today with a live feed. I'm in my office in Riverdale and just had a couple clients come in this morning, but I want to have a promise to everybody I was going to have be a lot more active with the lives going forward, and it's kind of challenging. We're doing it in tax season, but I want to have a quick live feed with you guys because a lot of people we talk about want to go down the road of entrepreneurship, but one of the biggest things that's missing from it is the lack of discipline. So I have a quick live feed with you guys to talk about how to stay disciplined being an entrepreneur. One of the biggest problems I encounter a lot of times when people want to be disciplined as an entrepreneur, the issue come up, they're just not disciplined at all as just a basic individual. And that's always going to be tough, right? Because in order for you to actually have any success with anything you're doing in life, you need to have, you have talent, right? And talent can do great things for you, but you got to have discipline. And for you to have discipline, you have to have a lot of order and structure in place for things to happen, right? And that's, that's everyday life. If you want to lose weight, if you want to, get a promotion, you want to save for a trip, you got to have some kind of structure and discipline in place for you to be able to do those things. And a lot of times people want to go down that road of entrepreneurship because, like I always say, me personally, I got a different opinion. I don't think everybody, quote unquote, wants to have their own business or work for themselves. They either want a job that's going to pay them more money or a job going to give them more autonomy or flexibility or free time, right? Because when you start going down the road, we start talking about being an entrepreneur, it's extremely, extremely difficult. And so what I want to have a quick discussion with you guys about, again, talk about being disciplined as an entrepreneur, give you a couple of tips that I think will help you if you want to go down that road of entrepreneurship, being a business owner. I think it'll benefit you a lot. You can kind of just look at things that you may be lacking personally, and I think it'll benefit you in the grand scheme of things, right? And the first thing I want to just tell you guys to do, you have to, number one, structure everything just like a job, right? You cannot just fit it in and expect some kind of success. You can do it, but when you start talking about I want to have this business, I want to do this particular thing, but I'm wanting to just work it in my life, you'll have some results, but it won't be maximum results because you're gonna give, it's gonna fit it in the way you fit it in. So you gotta structure it like it's a job, right? I can look at myself right now, just with the YouTube channel in particular. I got a thriving accounting business. We've been in business over 24 years this year. And I've had a lot of success with the YouTube channel, right? We're knocking right at 80,000 subscribers. I think we over 30,000 with the TikTok. So everything social media wise is doing well. We're looking to keep progressing. But I do know there's a lot more I can be doing, especially when we start talking about the other side of it, affiliate sales, book sales, merchandise sales, speaking engagements, things like that. Stuff that I do okay with, but I think with the platform that I have, I think I can do a lot more. So then you say, okay, well, Deonte, why you're not doing more? Because Deonte got this business over here that's doing pretty good, right? So it's kind of tough because and I'm a master at creating systems and doing certain things, but it's kind of, you go to the whole point of, do I really want to do that? Am I worried about more money? Am I kind of cool where I'm at? Is it going to take away from other things I got going on in my life? You start asking yourself, oh, well, Lord, I forgot to go live on the Instagram. A little late coming on the Instagram. And that's the thing with that. So we started when we're having this discussion in regards to how to stay disciplined as an entrepreneur. You got to, number one, structure everything out like it's a job. You have to structure it out like a job. I'm talking about you got anything when you go in your job and you walk into your job, it's a new job, right? They have the policy and procedures, the rules, everything set up, the hours, all that stuff set up when you walk into a job. All that, right? They're letting you know the rules. You want to know, okay, when is lunchtime? When is break? What time we get off? Do we get paid for overtime? All that kind of stuff. All the systems and policies and procedures that are in place with a job. When you become an entrepreneur, you got to create that same stuff for yourself. The problem comes up is you don't necessarily have that stuff set up because that doesn't stop you from starting your business, right? You can start your business. So only you need to do maybe just get your LLC paperwork, get your tax ID, get your business, you get your processing system, be it PayPal, Stripe, whatever you want to have, website, social media, boom, you're good to go. But the structure not there. And that's the problem going to always come back and bite folks in the butt because you have not created a structure. So the number one thing, guys, you got to make sure you structure it just like you would your job. And here's the thing about it, guys. You don't have to overthink it. You can go right down Chat GPT, Gemini, put in, hey, can you write me a policy procedure for this cookie business? Include, you know, hours of operation, rules and regulations. You can go, you know, I don't know if the basic free version of Chat GPT or Gemini will do it, but you can pay a little $20 a month, right? And get that stuff set up. So I'm not just telling you stuff you can do. I'm also going to tell you how you can do the stuff, but you got to get that stuff structured and created just like a job. You know, we talk about being disciplined as a business owner. It's tough already trying to have a business, but I think what kind of throws everybody off is because people won't take it serious enough the commitment it takes to be successful with a business. We fit it in. Okay, you know, this is my job. I got to take care of my job. The job comes first, or more money is coming from this particular area. So let me focus more on this, and we kind of put the business to the side. But we want to do it, and we see we have a lot of potential in doing certain things, but we didn't ever, you know, put the things in place to actually make it be successful, right? So that's why I wanted to just have that discussion in regards to being disciplined, staying disciplined as an entrepreneur, that first one, structuring everything like a job. This is number two thing, and this is probably the most important, right? Because if you probably were doing this, you might not be looking at me right now, and that's avoiding distractions and staying focused. Avoiding distractions and staying focused. This right here will throw your whole day off because you can get to scrolling and looking. Oh man, just going through TikTok, going through your Instagram reads, and doing that particular stuff. You know, lost 2 or 3 hours out your day, right? 2 or 3 hours out of the day gone. Just man, these folk crazy. Man, look at this. Oh, guess what? Such and such died. Oh, look at such and such. Man, they looking bad, and you totally lose focus on what the hell you're supposed to be doing, and you get off track. So we have to make sure that we put the distractions away. Social media, notification, household distractions can throw everything off. We're talking about how to stay disciplined as an entrepreneur. I'm just saying to you guys, you got to make sure you get that stuff out of your face, right? I talk about this a lot, create certain times where you want to go check out your social media. Now, if you're in a situation where you got to do feeds or posts or things like that, that's that, and leave it at that. You don't need to know about the latest hip hop stuff or anything like that. Just leave that where it is. But have dedicated times. You know, you work your basic 8-9 hour schedule. At 8 o'clock you start. You know, 10:15 you take your little 20-minute social media break. You may do it again at 3:15. You may do it again at 5:15. You know, you just set that in your system. You want to take you like a, you know, you walk around social media break. They kind of break up the monotonous of the day. But you can't have a comfortable effort and expect tremendous results. You gotta stay strict. You gotta just stay on top of your stuff, guys. I can't stress to you enough about that. Far too often we want to do things the way we want to do it, and that's not how life works with everything. Looking good. What's up, Sid? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. And that's the tough part. So, like I said again, we had to avoid those distractions and stay focused. Put it in a certain place where you can't deal with it, right? Put it where you can't deal with it. Put that phone in the drawer, just like if you're at work. If you're at work, you know your supervisor gonna walk by. You know they might suspend you or fire your tail for doing it. Act like you know the supervisor. You got a supervisor ghost in the damn air. Put your damn phone up. Stay off of it. Act like you're at job. You have to approach it that way. That's why we can't sit here. Far too often people want to start a business, but they want to run the business the way they want to run the business because they don't want people talking to them like they at work, like they at, So if I work for myself, I can go on social media and do what the hell I want to do. No, you got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right way. So you got what you want to make sure. Hold on a second. I want to make sure. You want to make sure, guys, that you're actually not hurting yourself by trying to do things that probably wouldn't be in the best or advantageous for you guys. So we got to make sure that I'm gonna go through all these again. Right now, guys, we want to let you know we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, investing. Have over 1,000 videos on the YouTube channel. We always keep an active grants playlist with over 150 different grant opportunities at any time. Yesterday, we released the March 2025 small business grant video, 18 different grant opportunities on that particular video. But like I said, again, if you go to the YouTube channel, we have over 150 different grant opportunities, plus all kind of information covering entrepreneurship, business finance, business operation, business management, all that great information for free. Okay, so make sure you go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. You got to leave this live feed early. You can go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and then from that point, check out the video in its full entirety. But again, we're talking about staying disciplined as an entrepreneur. Just went through two of them, and I'm gonna go back over everything as we near the end of the live feed. But the third one is the role of discipline and motivation. The role of discipline and motivation. Motivation fades, but habits gonna stick, right? How can entrepreneurs build discipline over time, guys? Remember, motivation gonna fade, but the habits gonna stick. So I might get, listen, I want to lose weight. I got to where I'm at, and then all of a sudden I can't get out of it. But me getting up at a certain time every morning, me working out a certain time, me only eating a certain amount of money or food a day, that is going to stick. I'm staying on it. If you keep doing it and keep doing it, making those sacrifices, it'll become innate. It becomes a habit. So we want to make sure that we create habits. Getting up every morning. Make sure we get our rest. Getting up in the morning, checking your emails, doing certain things for your business. You got to make your calls. You got to respond to emails. You got to do certain tasks. I can go with like my day to day. I usually get up in the morning about from 5:30, 6 o'clock. I try to get in the gym 2 or 3 days a week, but every day for at least 5 days a week, I either hop on the bike, walk around the neighborhood, hopped on the bike, took my shower, checked the emails, had to come here in the office, take care of a couple of clients. I want to do some of the social media. All this stuff is wrote down. I showed you guys this before. This is my weekly schedule, right? This is my weekly schedule. What I do on a monthly basis is write down right before the end of the month, write down, okay, these are my goals for the month of March. Remember we did the video on setting your yearly goals, right? Same thing I showed you guys at my home office where I have all my yearly goals set up. My thought process is the yearly goals. If I take care of stuff, not necessarily each one on a monthly basis, if I do that, break it down to the weeks and the days, I should reach those yearly goals. That's how I would look at it. Remember, we want to make everything incremental and attainable. Goals got to be incremental and attainable. That means we can attack the task over time and it realistically be attained, right? A man said this man changed my life. That's my Ace Boone Coon. So we were little boys, man. I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Love you to death, and I appreciate it. So when we start having those things broke out, like this is, I do this on each weekend. Write down these particular tasks I have to do, and mark them off at the days. We're on Tuesday, and I've taken care of majority. Some of these, half of them. I got to do a couple more things this afternoon. But if you break everything down, you got these habits of doing it. Like I said, I do this on the weekend, right? And I'm former military, so I know a lot of ways are stuck in me. I understand that aspect. A lot of ways are stuck in me. But when you do things and you keep the habits, you got the structure, it will take you a long way, guys. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you. So you have to approach it. You cannot look at the business as your escape or your interest of freedom by being the way you are, right? we can't avoid certain things as far as when it comes to structure, having systems in place, right? That's the thing. Just because it's your business doesn't mean it stops or can't be a business, right? So you have to have anything set up. Remember, the thought process is when you go to your job, everything that's there has to be in your business. It has to be in your business, right? That's why when you see, I mean, I was in grad school and we were doing a lot of case studies on the franchises and how they were talking about how a particular business loses value the more the owner is attached to it. Like you go into Deonte's barbecue, it doesn't retain the same value, even though it's doing well or maybe doing better than the local McDonald's, but it doesn't have the same value as McDonald's. Why? Because Deonte is there, everybody comes in, I'm hugging everyone, taking pictures with babies, walking around, talking, and people like the experience Deonte creates. You take Deonte out of the mix and put Joe in there, it's not the same because you can't come and hug Deonte, hear Deonte jokes, and Deonte asks questions about your family. Whereas you look at the fast food, the McDonald's, it's plug and play. It doesn't matter who owns it. You'll never know who owns it. It's just the system is the system, and it keeps rolling, regardless who owns it or whatever. And that creates more value because again, anyone can have it. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to be uh, predicated on me being there. Or you hoping, people kind of be loyal to the business. No one cares about the McDonald's. It's just they're just gonna go to McDonald's and support or not support, but just actually go there and purchase things. They're going to a certain place to deal with me for the experience. So we have to keep that in mind. Again, we're talking about staying disciplined as an entrepreneur. The fourth one, guys, and we got to make sure we have this stuff in place. And I think a lot of times people struggle with it, especially when you have freedom. And that's time management and using productivity hacks. You got to make sure that you're as structured as possible. I mean, I'm 20 some years in the game. I'm still got my own time frames and schedule. We're doing this stuff, right? So I'm not just talking to you off the top of my head. We're doing it. If you have a job, and you're doing the business in addition to, you still got to be super structured. The time you have outside of your job, you work from 8 to 4, you get off work. If I'm gonna start doing a couple things afterwards, if I maybe do a couple things on my lunch break, you still need to be super structured on that allotted time you have and maximize it. Do not try to do a 2-hour task in 30 minutes. Do not try to take on to complete a task that's going to take you a couple weeks in 1 or 2 days. It ain't going, you're going to miss out on some stuff. You're going to rush or whatever. You kill yourself. I'm not saying don't do it, but we got to make sure that we looking at what we have and try to get the most with the least, right? You want to make you have to understand, guys, entrepreneurship is extremely, extremely difficult. And a lot of times people paint a picture for you, and it's easy to get on the internet and tell you, hey, it's easy. Make this, you get $1 million, do that. Most people are lying. They're lying. When people try to tell you certain things that you can do, you can ask for receipts. I always tell you can Google me. You can look me up on LinkedIn. I ain't got shit to hide, And I can sit here and tell you what I've done well with, and I can tell you what I've done, I ain't gonna never did nothing bad, but just it hasn't been the most productive. I always kind of look at stuff that didn't work out as learning experiences, and I hope you guys do as well. But many a times people will tell you what you can do in business, and shit, they ain't got nowhere near what you probably have more. You probably had more success and experience than they have, but it just sounds good because they selling you a certain picture. That's why I can tell you, hey man, look, these kind of things work. This didn't work for me. It might work for you. I can be straight up with you. I can tell you, hey, don't do this, do that, and this is why. Now, and I can tell you maybe a different situation but applicable to your particular case. But most of the time, people will tell you something, but they're not going to necessarily tell you exactly the how, right? They'll tell you, maybe a way they heard or think. It's not, but that's not going to be the case. But we got to make sure we're on top of everything from a time management standpoint. Again, we start talking about being disciplined, guys. You got to make sure when you stick and make a schedule, again, that you can live off of, right? When I make these schedules, this is on a daily basis. With these particular things, I have things that I know I can handle. And if something bleed over, I can do that. And if it's something that I know that I can afford to bleed over, I'll list it on Monday. Maybe we can finish it on Tuesday, right? It's one of those tasks. This is a priority task for Tuesday. We got to get this done. When can I get it done? All right, I know I have a client coming in at 9, one coming in at 10:30. Can't do it then, right? So we know at least one of them coming in at 10:30. I'm tired of maybe at least 12, right? I know I can't do anything outside of that. 1 o'clock hit, let's go try to do a live feed. Boom, we got a live feed going. Get that in. I got to hit the road, go to a client down in Griffin, drop some payroll checks off, right? After that, I got a Zoom meeting at 4. I got a Zoom meeting at 4 o'clock today, matter of fact. I'm sitting here looking at my schedule. Those kind of things, we know we have to do. We have to fit it in. But you got to make sure you're maximizing the slots you got available. Remember what I said. If you have a job in addition to your business, when you're structuring everything out, do not try to knock out 30 tasks in 1 week. You got your job. You have to be able to allocate the different things you have during that free time. Lunch break, when you get off of work. Okay, so we get off work, we may have workout time, family time, rest time, TV time, whatever. However you want to do that. So look, screw it, I ain't gonna do it all. You're still human. You gotta let your battery charge up, break that stuff down. Break your task up over a certain period of time. Do not try to do everything at one time. I'm telling you, you're gonna get burnt out. And you're gonna better have you won't be effective at all with doing that, okay? And that's one of the biggest things I think what kills entrepreneurs. And that last one is balancing that working life as an entrepreneur. People try to do so much because number one, they're impatient. Because you want to get all this stuff done at one time. So because you've seen on the internet, you've seen your friend, you got inspired some way, which is great, but you don't know how to structure it out and lay it out. And you're not making the money you thought you were going to make. You're trying to do it, in the midst of something called life, because you got a spouse, a significant other, children, things like that going on. You may have some health issues. You may have some financial issues. And shit just ain't working out the way it is. And you just get burnt out because you've lost that. Again, that motivation is gone. And you quit. And a lot of times it has to do with because those things we just talked about, the structure and everything's not in place. Trying to do all these particular things at one time because, you think that you can become a millionaire in 30 days. I was talking to my partner this morning. This is what the whole thing with podcasting. Like, you want to get, you and your friends, y'all sit down, y'all have some great conversations. You talk all the time and like, man, this would be cool. So you invest in all these damn equipment, the mics, the cameras, and all this other kind of stuff. And you got it going. Y'all start doing, a couple of tapes of the podcast. Great. Nobody's listening. No sponsors coming in. No money getting made. But you're paying. Right? Did that mean you're doing something wrong? No. Wrong one built in one day, and no, neither is your pocketbook, right? So you have to make sure that you have the right mind frame. Listen, we're going to do this week, this day. We're going to do this week. We're going to do this month. We're going to do this year. And if you kind of follow that pathway, things probably fall into place. You just can't expect all your goals to come at the same time, right? That's just not how stuff happens. And so when that impatience overrides your discipline, that's when you lose out. That's when you get burned out. That's when you got to start over, right? And it happens all the time, okay? Well, listen, guys, I ain't gonna hold you too tough. I want to rehash everything. Again, we had the live feed. We talked about how to stay disciplined as an entrepreneur. I'm going to go over all 5 of them for you real quick. Number one, you got to make sure you structure everything just like a job. Remember, when you got that business set up, when you start your job, all the rules that are there and everything, you have to have all that system and structure set up when you have your own business. Remember what I said? If you have any issues with doing it, setting up, how do I get it set up? You can go to ChatGPT, Gemini. If you got to get the paid version, do that. You can type in specifically what you need them to do. Create this policy procedures, create some work time examples, some work hour examples, create some employee task lists. Listen, the world's at your fingertips, guys. The world's at your fingertips. You just got to take the effort. You got to get out of that lazy stuff. I want to start a business up because you pissed at your supervisor. Your ass will leave your job or get fired from your job. Try to do your business, that ain't gonna work, then your ass gonna be back looking. It's a crazy cycle that tons of people stay in because they just don't know business and they're not disciplined. They're not disciplined. That's just how it is. Most people can function working jobs because the job is set up for you. It's set up for you. You don't realize in your mind, I'm disciplined. I get up and I go to work every day and everything like that. But it really, because the structure is there. I'm saying nothing wrong with you, but everything is there in place. Punch in, go do your, all your tasks going in. We know 11 o'clock we got to go on our lunch break. We might got a regular break at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock hit, clock out, boom. Everything created for you. And you just like, okay, well, I'm on top of it. But that was created for you. You got to do the same thing for your business. You have to do the same thing for your business. Structure is there. Because when you shoot from the hip, trying to operate, do certain stuff like that, it constantly you kind of stop, let me fix this, stop, let me fix this, stop, let me fix this. And God forbid you got a damn job trying to do it. You totally be losing out. So again, that first one is structuring into like a job. Number two, avoiding distractions and staying focused. Remember, guys, let's set on that schedule for them social media breaks. Okay, social media breaks. If you're at home working, make sure your significant other ain't walking around in underwear and you just get distracted and you looking, you got the TV going and stuff like that. Put yourself in a position where you totally focus on the task you have at hand. Okay. Third one is know the role between discipline and motivation. Structure habits in place. Your motivation don't fade. But if that structure is in place, those habits are going to keep moving. It's going to keep moving. It doesn't matter if you like it or don't like it, right? Because at the end of the day, this is what this has to get done. This is what has to get done. It's a rule. It's a law. This has to get done, like it or not. Okay? So just because we want to be somewhere, when we want to do something and we're having a bad day, we might be a little reluctant. But if that system is that we're going to keep on doing it, keep on doing it, keep on doing it, okay? Fourth, excuse me, time management, guys. Time management. Do not try to spread big tasks and smaller things. You can into bigger tasks, into a smaller time frames. I did the video in regards to how the goal set, how to set things up, so I think I gave a good blueprint on how to, map things out, break out tasks in over a certain amount of time in regards to just what's priority, what's not priority, looking at the time frame it takes to lay things out. So I got videos on that, guys. Make sure you check those out on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. But time management is super, super important. We start talking about being an entrepreneur. And the third one, guys, make sure you balance that working life as an entrepreneur. Don't burn yourself out, guys. I mean, if you get in business, I know how it is to be excited and want everything to work out for you. I get it. Totally understand that. But don't let what you're trying to do hurt you. Next thing you know, you got a heart problem. You done had a stroke. Now you're broke. Your significant other saying you ain't spending time with them. You're missing out stuff with your kids. You're not taking care of a lot of other things because you're so focused on this, right? There is a sacrifice for success. I will tell you that, and I say it all the time. There is a sacrifice for some success. That's some pain you got to go through. That's some sacrifices you got to make to do certain stuff. I'll be the first to tell you. So, I'm with you on that. But still, make sure you don't lose stuff trying to gain things that, you might just need to spread it out a little bit. Just need to spread it out a little bit. I ain't saying don't do it. I'm just saying don't be so pressed to do everything at once, Cover couple feet of the mountain every day. That's it. And I think I'll be okay with you. You saying I want to have this stuff done by the summer, but realistic might be take the fall or the end of the year or the following year to get everything going. And I just want as many of you guys to keep that in mind with that, man. And listen, I'm glad to have a conversation with you guys. I don't see too many people comment. I see a lot of people coming in and out in the chat. Oh Lord, I ain't even check the Instagram with anything. Just a couple people in and out. But man, it's been a pretty good discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. One thing I do want to say is if you just came in through the middle of the video or anything, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Check out the video in its full entirety. How how to stay disciplined as an entrepreneur, staying disciplined as entrepreneur. Check out the video in its full entirety, and also check out all the other great videos and information that's on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Man, we got a lot of good information there. Check out that March 2025 small business grant video. We got a lot more information coming down the pipe as well. So listen, guys, best of luck to you guys. Love you for all the support you guys are giving me. Take care, be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.